Hey traders, Shane from GMT Futures and FX. I'm going to take you through our trend and failed trend multi-system strategy. So we're going to have a look at this combination of systems running on the 30-year bonds, and we're going to have a look at basically how these two strategies worked last night to give us some really good profit in the market. But it's just a good way of looking at having obviously a trending strategy and then a non-trending strategy and how you can capitalize that. So we're going to spend a little bit of time learning our trend and cycle multi-system strategy. And what I want to do is just remind you that obviously with a trend trader or a trending system, you're going to be capturing 20% of the market move. That's the goal. I mean, the markets move will be trending 20% of the time. So your goal or your aim is to capture those moves when they occur. Now, the other 80% of the time, the market's either range bound or cyclical. So you're going to need a strategy that basically works during those periods. Now we have the cycle trade of the failed trend. So we've got a couple of strategies that work in our ranging type market. So I'm going to show you how these two systems worked beautifully last night to capture profit on the bonds. And this can be any market. You've seen me preview gold, and I'll be doing some more videos and more updates on a couple of our other strategies a little bit later on today. But let's have a look at basically how these two systems worked to give us profit last night on the US bonds. Alright traders, so my charts are a little bit messy here, but hopefully I can kind of take you through this and it'll make sense, and it should open up your eyes to the potential of having a multi-system strategy that really doesn't care about the direction of the market but looks to capitalize on what happens intraday as far as movement. So what we've got here is we've got two strategies running. We've got our failed trend and our trend. Now remember, just with our trend trading strategy, we need a break of support or resistance, and when that occurs, we basically get a trend set up either long or short. So if we get a break of dynamic support or resistance by we need to close 2 bars below or 2 bars above, then we're either long or short. Now the strategy we've got running here took a trade last night on the trend, and that occurred just in the afternoon because we're typically not trading the morning session, just really trading the afternoon session. So this was our one trend trader setup. So we didn't get these two trades here. We wouldn't have got that one anyway because it doesn't break and close above the resistance level. So that didn't get us into a trade, and we didn't get this trade here because it's not in our time slot that we're trading. So let's have a look at what we did get though. So our trend trader took one trade, and that was here. The setup on that trade is at 12.56. It's on the bonds. We get a long setup. Price breaks above the price actually breaks here above the resistance line, and that gets us our cyan candle, and we're long. So we're long. We're currently long on that trade. So that means that on the trend trader we've got an open profit there of about $200, $218. So that's not bad. That's on the trend. So our trend's got an open profit there of 218. Now the two trades that we did have early on were the failed trend setups. We had a T1 buy and a T1 sell. So from the videos you probably would have noticed that ideally what we want to do with this failed trend is we're looking for trades that basically hit our resistance line and then fall away. So they might show a cyan candle for a potential trend trade setup, but they pretty much collapse on themselves. So this is the perfect, I guess, sell setup on our failed trend, where we've got a cyan trend setup that doesn't push through our resistance zone, and then we close below. This is our entry point here. So there's our close below on our entry bar, so we'll just mark that up. So that was our first trade. Now it did push down and go lower. We're not taking a fixed target on these failed trend setups. We're trailing using these little red dots, which are our TP trailing stop. So I typically run about 2 points above the TP on the short side as my trailing stop, not right on. So that was actually a negative trade there, even though it went into profit. Our trailing stop got us out for negative 62.50. So our first trade of the day was negative 62.50. Not a big deal. I mean, we're not risking very much on that trade. So our next setup, obviously we've had one loser. Trade number 2 is interesting because it's a failed trend buy setup. So we get the trend trader entry, which is here on the white candle. Now remember that to get a trade here on our trend trader our failed trend, we need to close above that that white candle, if you remember from our previous video. So we need to close above the high of that candle there. Now I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see this a bit better. And the other criteria for us, and which I should have mentioned in the sell, the T1 sell, was that we need our Bollinger Bands need to be in favour. Obviously they were red there, so we had a buy. So on this trade setup here, we need to have the green. So on this trade setup here, we need to have our green dots in favour, which we do. So our Bollinger Band saying yes, ready to take the trade. There it is there. So as soon as we trade back above that level there, we're long on that trade, and we're looking for a trailing stop again using our TP, our green dots this time, because we're going long. Now the beauty about this strategy is that when you're using a trailing stop, you're actually locking in profit as you go because you're trailing your stop. So here's our entry point there. We're in on the trade. We've entered. Okay, traders, so we're going to have a look now just at where we are as far as P&L for the day. So we finished the day because we were into obviously our next day of trading. But you can see there that we've got an open profit of $9.68 on the failed trend. So that failed trend buy setup delivered some really nice profit. It's still open. Our open profit is $9.68. So if we liquidated positions now, we would basically walk away with $968 on that buy setup on our failed trend. We would take in profit on our trend $4.37. So that would give us $14.05. We would have to give back $62.50. Obviously, that was our losing trade, but that gives us a net profit of $13.43. So that's a great day. You can see how well these two strategies are working together. The failed trend and the trend trader, a beautiful combination. Now, we could potentially be trading this slightly differently, where we're trading for targets here on this failed trend. So if we get a sell set up here against resistance and a buy set up here against support, we could kind of take profit at those levels. And that's going to lock in more profit initially. We're risking $187 on the trade initially to get into the trade, but our reward is 900 open profit of 968. So it's basically a 5-to-1 on our reward to risk. That's fantastic. So if you're looking for a strategy with good reward to risk, this F trend is this failed trend setup is one that's really good to add to your trend trader, and just a nice strategy combination, because remember that we're looking to combine systems that are going to support each other. It's almost putting together a little bit of a hedge on the trend, because you'll get some trend setups that just don't go. They just don't take off, don't have the momentum, don't have the energy. This failed trend helps you to kind of put in a little bit of a hedge against that happening. So they're a great combination, very similar to the trend and cycle, but this is actually really nice. I like the overall approach and strategy for this one, combining the two. So a really good day on the bonds. Let's see how this trade continues on, whether it goes a lot further. So we'll hopefully get a pretty good run on this strategy. Remember that we've got a bit of a bullish run on the bonds at the moment, so hopefully this trade continues onwards and upward. Thanks for joining us today, traders. If you'd like to become part of our team in 2014, all you need to do is contact either myself or Luke at info@gmtfutures.com, and we can get you started pretty much straight away. So if you've always wanted to become a professional trader and you want to start using a high performance automated system, then definitely send us an email, info@gmtfutures.com, or shane@gmtfutures.com, or you can either give us a call at 61733600875 and we can get you started straight away. So any questions, feel free to send them through. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I look forward to catching you on the next update. Cheers.